Hi everyone, it's Tamara here with another card making tutorial. This time I'll be making a baby's card. I just love this sentiment from the MFT Oh Baby sentiment set. So I decided to pair it with another MFT set, Hooray Kind of Day. So I'll be using this little cute little bunny and this top sentiment, Shower with Love. I've already pre-cut my card base 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and I'm going to use this pattern paper from my stash just to cover the entire front of the card front. And then I'll be using this square to cut out a piece of white cardstock for my sentiment. I've grabbed a piece of scrap Express-It blending cardstock from my stash because I only needed a small amount to stamp this little guy out. So we'll attach him to our Misti and then I'll stamp him up with my Memento Tuxedo Black Ink. So just line that up with the corner, so if you do have to re-stamp, you know where to place your cardstock again. So we'll give him a good stamp and a gentle press down and he's ready. Now I just need to trim my pattern paper down to match the exact same size as the card front, which as I mentioned before is 5.5 inches by 5.5. So we'll line that up. It's great having this extended ruler on my Fiskars cutting machine because it makes it cutting easy to make sure you get the exact measurements. So we'll line that up again and get that cut and just double check that that matches, which it does. So now I'll get that attached, making sure I am putting it on the front of my card, though obviously this way it wouldn't be too bad because you could just flip it around the other way. And we'll give that a press down and set that aside to dry for now. I want to cut out my rectangle using a stitch rectangle die that I have in my stash. So I've just grabbed out my Sizzix and I'm just going to run that through and cut out my square for where the main sentiment and my image will go. It was a little bit tight. I think I had my panel a bit crooked in my machine, but it still cut it very well. So we'll get that stamped up. I've grabbed out my Misti again and we'll get to our main sentiment. So I'm going to pop the little bunny up the top and have the main sentiment just centered at the bottom. So I'll just grab out my T ruler because I just want to make sure this is centered on both sides. So we'll just line that up as best we can now, then just grab our ruler out and just check that it is 1/4 of an inch on either side. That looks good, so we'll get that stamped up. This time I'm wanting a nice crisp blacks and it doesn't need to be Copic friendly, so I've just grabbed my Versafine Onyx Black Ink and that will stamp out really nice impression of this sentiment onto our card front. So we'll get that stamped up and give that a press. And I'll give that another go just to make sure we've got a nice strong black impression. Give that a gentle press down. Perfect. I'll just pop on some music now so that you can listen while I colour up this cute bunny, and then we'll come back and do the rest of the card. grabbed out the matching dies for this image, so I'll just grab some purple tape and we'll get him taped down so that it doesn't move when you do your cutting. So as you can see, once you remove the tape, he comes out perfectly aligned exactly the way that he went into the die cutting machine. So we have our card base with our paper pattern. I've already put on some foam tape to this front panel with the main sentiment. So we'll just get that centered in the middle of the card front. And now we can put our bunny on the front. Now when I've placed him here, I just felt that it was a bit kind of stark. I do find cast cards very difficult, so I decided to grab out some more Express It Copic friendly cardstock and just stamp out a couple of these flowers that come with that set, the Hooray kind of day set, and I've decided to stamp just 2 of them so that they can go either side of him. So I'll just slightly, after stamping that one, just move my paper across, make sure I've got enough room to stamp it twice, and just pop that down and we'll get that colored up. So I'll use the coordinating dies again and my purple tape, to get that tape down, and we'll get both of those flowers cut out. So I'm a lot happier with this, as you'll see when I place these on my card front. I just think that just adds that little bit something extra and just fills in that white space a little bit better than just having the bunny there by himself. I still want the bunny to be the main focus. I'm going to pop him up with some foam tape, but just glue these flowers and leaves down directly to the front of the white cardstock. So I'm just popping everything on there where I want it and just using my reversible tweezers to add some glue on the back of this flower and leaves. And just going to kind of tuck it coming out on the right hand side of the bunny. So I'll just give that a gentle press down. Just looks like he's just jumping out of the flowers to shower someone with some love. Stacey Ukula's images are just so gorgeous. I just love how his arms are raised out in front of him or up above him. He just looks so cute. So we'll get the other one down on the left hand side, making sure that's pressed down and that glue's holding. And now I'll grab out some 3D foam tape to pop our bunny up. So I'm just going to kind of strategically place it around him, so on his head, body, and then just try and put some little bits on his ears just so that it doesn't move if I post it. And he'll stay secure, so I can just trim this down to just get a small amount on both ears. I do need to get some smaller kind of foam tape, but this is all I've got at the moment. So we'll get that attached. So I've pulled off all the release paper and I'm just going to use my tweezers again just to make sure I'm placing him in exactly the right spot between those flowers. Now this is the finished card for today. I think this bunny is just so gorgeous, and I think anyone that is going to have a baby or has had a baby would just love receiving a card like this. I hope you've enjoyed watching this tutorial. If you have, please hit the like button and leave a comment. And if you'd like to see any future videos, make sure you subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.